But y'all are so hung up and so brainwashed by these BBL outrageous proportioned bodies that you just find it so hard to believe that men could just like a natural fit body.
Cooking with Kaya, cooking with Kaya, cooking with Kaya. Now, I'll be honest with y'all, I know very little about the actual Cooking with Kaya content and more about the social commentary around the thing. But the reason I felt a need to talk about it is because I think it's exposing something that is a vital truth that we must look at, that we must investigate a little deeply. And that is this idea of the quote unquote sisterhood. Now, I've talked in times past about how, in more cases than not, a woman's greatest adversary or greatest enemy when it comes to her own happiness or the greatest edifier of her own misery is going to be the women that are around her. Simple as that. Like what group of people outside of herself is going to be the number one creator of misery within that woman's life? And I would say it's going to be other women more than men, which sounds crazy, but women, y'all know exactly what I'm talking about because I learned this from women. Women told me, showed me, explained to me, exposed to me just how mean, how cruel, and how sadistic other women can be towards one another. This was something that I wasn't unaware of. Like, I didn't grow up around a household full of girls. My mom was the only girl in the house, but I did have girl cousins, and I was always able to like easily mingle between the sexes, etc. But again, to be exposed to that, I had to learn it from the source, which was other women. When they would show me, they would explain to me, they would show me the intricacies of how they can, this mean girl syndrome, and how they can go around different pathways and alleyways just to get at you, some sadistic type of stuff. And so this entire Cooking with Kaya thing has basically exposed just how fabricated this entire sisterhood or this, girls got the girls and girls supporting girls. Because as soon as somebody is getting love, is getting some sort of male attention and admiration at a higher extent than they are, it's like this old school saying of, they want you to do good, but never better than them, right? And so I ran up on this video this morning as I was about to upload my little TikTok, and I just thought I got to share this with y'all. So let's get into it, and I'm going to give my little 2 cents.
Cooking with Kaya is just another example that y'all ain't really girls. And I just love how y'all keep exposing y'allself that the girls thing ain't real. I've been saying the girls thing wasn't real for a long time, and everybody thought that I was just being mean. But now everybody's finally getting to see that I wasn't being mean. I was being honest. It's not real. Y'all are mad, and I'm going to say jealous, at the fact that there's a bunch of men making videos talking about how attractive this Cooking with Kaya girl is. And she is a nice looking girl with a nice natural body. And y'all are sitting up talking about, I don't get the hype. I don't get the hype. Let me sit you down and look you in your face when I tell you this. It's not for you to get the hype. It's not for you, right? If men are getting online and saying that they find her to be attractive, you questioning why they find her attractive is weird. These men keep telling y'all that they like natural women. They want a naturally attractive girl with a nice fit body. She fits all of that. She got a nice natural face. She got a nice natural body. Right? But y'all are so hung up and so brainwashed by these BBL outrageous proportioned bodies that you just find it so hard to believe that men could just like a natural fit body. Like you can't fathom that because you're so brainwashed that you think that out of proportion body is what everybody want because that's what you want. That's what you think look good, right? You think all that makeup with them bust down wigs is what everybody want because that's what you like, right? You like that Jada way to look. You like that Ari look. So you assume that that's what every man must fantasize about. No, it's not. It's not. And they keep telling y'all that. But again, because y'all are still so silly and stupid that you keep mixing in what men like to sleep with, what men lust after versus what men actually like. Because you still can't separate that in 2024. You still keep the
So sis is preaching on a whole different in like a multiverse sort of structure. She is preaching on different levels, right? in different universal structures. I'm talking about spaces that Thanos couldn't even tap into. So I'm gonna tap into just a few of the realms that she tapped into. Number one is this element of the sisterhood, and how, again, most of it is a facade. Now, am I gonna say that there aren't women who support women? Absolutely, there are, but they are far and few between. The ones who are not in competition, it's the same as men. It's gonna be very far and few between when you find men who are not actively looking to compete with you, who are not actively looking to be better than you or to be associated with you in order for them to raise themselves in the rankings and then to obviously be better in order to look a certain way and be perceived a certain way around the world around them. And it's not to say that, there can't be healthy competition, but when it becomes this perpetual fixation with I need to be better than everybody, that is unhealthy. And women are some of the most competitive human beings, period. Like per capita, I have never seen a more vicious competition. At least with men, you'll see it in the physical world. You'll see the active things that we do, but the psychological warfare that women can play upon each other is incredible. And again, it's like cyberbullying. Most people who engage in as well as receive cyberbullying are going to be women. It was the same thing when you were in middle school. Before we had all this technology, back in the day you were in school, the girls would be gossiping, talking about you. They create stories about you so that they slander your character and slander your name. Unless you grew up like in a sort of hood school, you're probably not going, nobody's getting the beats, but you're definitely going to get a beating on your character. They're going to call you all types of hoes or whatever it is. These words were created by women for women, by the way. A lot of these words that are the most quote unquote misogynistic, etc., are used more by women towards other women. I've seen it in the comment sections of videos, etc. It is nasty, nasty work. And so I'm so glad that people finally exposing this reality, and it leaves so many people high and dry. It leaves people destitute because, it's like this Tia Mowry situation where, she graduated from her marriage, been married for 20 years to a high school or college sweetheart, a man she lost her V card to, who was her husband for real. And she gave that up to see what was out there. And now she's, I guess, crying every day on whatever show she's got going on about woe is me. I can't find nobody out here. I miss my marriage. I miss my relationship. I miss what I used to have. Yeah, of course you do. And you're surrounded by your quote unquote sisterhood who does what? Who continues to perpetuate the very same loneliness, the very same singleness, the very same unweddedness. You had the very thing that these women are actually desiring in their hearts of hearts, but they will keep you where they are in order for them to feel good about themselves. The moment that they find somebody, gone with the wind. You will never hear from them again. I promise you that. The same people who tell you don't need no man, you don't need those will be the very same ones who will dip, dash, and be gone the moment that they find their true love. I promise you that. Y'all will use one another. And again, I know when I'm speaking, I'm usually speaking to a different psychology of individual. A person who is ready to hear the truth, a person who's willing to digest that truth. I'm usually not the messenger for the person who is living in such a way. Those dark feminine characteristics or toxic feminine characteristics. I'm usually not talking to them or, even the equivalent within the masculine, but that had to be addressed. And secondly, I didn't even know I was going to get into this part because I didn't hear the whole video. I just heard enough to know I want to get into this. But she talked about this entire thing about, the BBLs, the facade of what is beauty and what men want. Look, the lashes, the weaves, men did not create some sort of manifesto of sort. The word manifesto is just in my head because of the whole trial that's going on currently. But, men didn't create this, the declaration of what makes a baddie, right? And then put on their these lace front weaves or lace front wigs or whatever the hell it is, somebody else's hair on your head, somebody else's lashes or fake lashes, right? Painted on eyebrows. These were never the stipulation. But BBL, an ant body, the body of an ant. There are men who go for it. Like she said in that video, there are men who go for that and they will lay up with that, but they don't want to stay up with that. There are men, let me correct my terminology. There are adult males who will marry something like that. Those are not the men who are going to be in healthy, long-term, sustainable relationships. It's a different quality of individual. And when I talk about this, like the high value aspect, the only thing that is high value is a man of character, integrity, a man who keeps his word. We're talking about the intangible aspects is what makes a man a man. Courage, honesty, those things make a man. You could have an adult male who has the bag, who has this, who has that, 6-pack, 6 foot, all that. He could have all those characteristics, and yet he does not qualify as what a man truly is. And so that dude right there may be looking for two BBLs, right? He wants a BBL on top of the BBL. But that's not going to be the type of individual who's going to get into an actual, wedded bliss. And to be honest with you, I don't know what the rant and the raving is, as far as the dudes with cooking with Kai, as far as, oh man, she's so fine or whatever it is. Like, I could care less. That's not necessarily my point here. Like for me, I don't like being with somebody who's just exposed to the whole world. That's not going to be my thing, right? Like looking for the world's attention in that type of way. That's just, if you're speaking on things or whatever, if you got your tatas out and stuff like that, it's like if I showed up with no shirt on and I'm trying to flex on you and trying to be whatever it is that, that's not my thing. But I do understand, like at the core of it, what it's exposing about, these individuals who are watching from a distance and are jealous and are feeling some type of way and want to gaslight you into what you should and should not like. Right? Instead of listening, instead of being humble enough and dropping that pride to actually listen to, okay, what is it that a man is desiring? What is it that a man is seeing? And I do 1000% agree with natural qualities. But a man is also looking for a woman with high character, a woman with integrity, a woman with that gentleness, as opposed to that aggressive sort of demeanor. Like we're not looking for that. My girl, the things that get me about her, as beautiful as she is, as stunning as she is, and I'm not just saying that from a subjective standpoint. She's objectively beautiful to anybody who may see her. As much as that's there, it's her character. It's who she is. It's the fact that she is honest. The fact that I can trust her no matter what. Those elements matter more to a man than anything else. And yeah, you got, these cluckers, some chicken heads walking around here, and I call them chicken heads because that's what they are. If the title fits, then wear it, right? One's walking around here, right? Complaining, blaming, projecting, never introspecting, never looking at themselves and saying, what am I doing in this situation? Why is it that, when I go out, I attract a certain quality of individual or the lack thereof? What do I have to correct? It's like relationships are the one space where we somehow think we don't have to do anything different for some reason. And mostly women are taught these things. They're lied to by these so-called dating coaches, etc., who just want to pander to them. They lie. They say that you don't have to do nothing. He's got to do all this. You already are the table. You're the cabinet. You're the kitchen sink. You're the damn, you're everything but the floor because you never get stepped on, right? He's got to do all these things. He's got to acquire this. He's got to be this. He's got to work out in this way to get this type of body. He's got to do all this stuff, right? And yet somehow, when it comes to you getting the job that you want, you getting that position in the job, you'll get the certifications, you'll go back to school and get the degree, you'll put work in, you will study, you will do all these things in respect to a job. But yet when it comes to your most important job, which is the one of building a family, you neglect that. And then you're mad at the people who people actually want to be in a relationship with. The cooking with Kai thing that really caught my attention is just the fact that, again, it's I guess, quote unquote, trad wife qualities, right? Cooking at the house, which has become offensive. It's become radical, according to the far left. Oh my God, why would a woman be cooking? Oh, this is a blasphemy. It's blasphemous in a woke world to be a woman who actually wants to be a homemaker and love on her husband and love on her kids, take care of the kids, take care of her. God forbid that. God forbid that. And yet y'all want the man who's going to take care of you, but you don't want to be. Choose your struggle. That's what they say. Choose your struggle. Choose your struggle. What is your struggle going to be? Well, I don't want to be all that. Okay, then don't be all that, and you won't get any of what comes with that. If you're not willing to be what a relationship requires, a true relationship, I'm not talking about y'all situationships and whatever the hell's going on. I'm talking about a real committed relationship where the person's got you, you got them. Well, you know that they're for you and with you and building with you, that they're not just running around and you're just one of many or, It could be gone tomorrow. There's no level of true, genuine commitment there. If you're looking for that, then you have to be a different type of person to attract that type of individual and to allow that relationship to permeate. You have to be a different type of individual than the one who's walking around here with a whole attitude about what everybody else needs to do, but you don't need to do anything. That's maturity. And so I'm glad she's speaking truth. And sisters need to tell sisters. A lot of times we're told, oh, you can't talk about women issue. You can't talk about this because you're not that. You can't talk. I don't give a damn. I talk about what I talk about. I have the right to talk about any issue just like anybody else does. Women can talk about men, men can talk about women, black can talk about white, white can talk about black. I don't care. That's the freedom of speech we have. You have the right to not listen. That's what you have the right to do. I have the right to say what I say. You have the right not to listen. Simple as that. So good for you, sis. I'm going to make sure to link the creator below because she was preaching. What is it? Her name is Danad1987. Yeah, I'm going to make sure just to link the video below. Give homegirl her creds. So anyway, appreciate y'all. Till the next time. Peace.
I used to be afraid of the dark, place unknown like a heart in their heart. I used to see my life in the bar. Now the kids unchained, every shackle is lost. 2 steps in the moonlight, 2 step in the daytime. You just know when it feel right. You got a feeling the time's not. See you through those shades that I just threw on. Through my lenses, you just can't do no wrong. I fell in love with myself again. I fell in love with myself. I fell in love with the sunshine. I fell in love with the light. I fell in love with the full moon. I fell in love with the night. I can see the light again. I can see the light. You can see the life in him illuminate the night. I know the time is taking. A 365, that's a